Welcome back to Operator Nickoli. We're now moving into our first segment. Last year we took you on trips to Western Belize. Well, today we'll be taking you on trips to Northern Belize and what to do, what not to do. Nickoli is in with us. That's Nickoli Alavarado. He is a tour guide, and I guess you're probably doing a whole million and one things too. But today you'll be wearing that hat and taking us on tours to Northern Belize. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, John. Good morning, Marlene. Good morning, Belize.
It's nice to have you in, my brother. Normally you're on Zoom. Today, well, your Zoom won't come to open your eyes.
Come live on TV today.
So, Nickoli, you know, it's a tough thing to think about where to go in Northern Belize. I think for the most part, what is advertised, all these resorts in the western part of the country or southern part of the country, or here in the city, or San Pedro. But at the same time, we've got a beautiful country in abundance, an abundance of stuff to do. What's going on up north? What can
we could start up in Corazon. Corazon is a really relaxing place. Kids and family friendly. Right, so if you have your family in Belize or anywhere around the country, you just want to go escape from the hustle and bustle of the islands, because you know the islands are very busy. Yeah. Then you could go to Corazon at the Corazon Bay. There's a lot of friendly parks up there, Corazon Blues. You know, there's the trampoline. If you love pizza, you could have the pizza right there if you want to do some bay kayaking. And the water in Corazon is actually really nice to swim because it's not that salty. Right, because of the new river that dumps out right into it, so the water is not that salty. It's kind of sweet, you could say.
Really?
Right?
Yeah.
And right now, actually, if you go to Corazon right now around this time of the year, it looks like you're on the islands because the water is turquoise blue.
Oh, so it's still?
Yes, so it's really, really beautiful around this time of the year. Yeah. So you could do kayaking in the bay, and the waves and it's not that rough. So you could do a lot of kayaking. If you want to do jet ski, you could do jet ski out there. So there's a lot of stuff to do in Corazon.
And that's right from mainland.
Yes,
like
right from mainland.
The kayaks, the jet skis, and everything just from, from the mainland.
And there's also beach resorts up in Corazon that you could actually stay and enjoy the time with your family, right? There's the Orchid Bay, there's the Tony's Inn. So there's a lot to do in Corazon, especially if you're a Belizean living right here in Belize. You could go up there with your family for the weekend instead of going all the way out to the islands or going all the way down west. Or if you have small kids, Corazon would be a perfect place. Horseback riding is another thing you could do in Corazon, right? You could go on the new river and do bird watching. You could go fishing in Corazon Bay. So there's a lot of stuff to do in Corazon Bay.
Wow.
Right? And even a tongue tour of Corazon Bay is really nice. And aside from those, you have the historical part of it. That's Payaso the horse.
Oh. Yeah. Where can we get the, you know how many parents are watching that right now want to take their kids on that little horse?
Yeah, you could get, there's a company up in Corazon. He's gold standard certified as well and have been trained. So Jamundo, and you could get through them through a Get Transfer. You could link up Mr. George Morales, and he could hook you up with all of this horseback riding, kayaking, or any tour operator. You could just ask them and they could give you the hookup, right, for Corazon. Wow. Then aside from that, you also have the Mayan temples of Santa Rita and Cerros, right?
Really?
Yeah.
And Cerros is beautiful, yeah.
And these temples are actually underappreciated. Like a lot of visitors, they don't go there. Yeah. But Santa Rita actually is has a lot of history when it comes to Belize, with the mestizo and the birthplace of the mestizo, you know. So it's a good place to go for us to get history and appreciate the country. Yeah. Because only by visiting our country and investing in our own country, visiting these sites, then we get to appreciate our country more, right? Because we could see visitors will come from the UK, from North America, just to come to Belize to go to these places, right? And then we will go to North America to go for our vacation when we have what they want right here, right? Yeah. So it's good if you could just visit your own sites in Belize and get to appreciate it more.
So this one is what?
How easy is it to access Santa Rita?
Santa Rita is right in the town. So you don't even have to take a boat. You just drive from Belize City, an hour and a half, you're at Santa Rita, right? So it's very easy. You just drive up to the gate, you do an entrance fee, and it's very, very easy. You could walk around the area. It's a very small site, but it's a very rich in history site as well.
Yeah, it's very unique, and we could see that there. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And then there's Cerros,
There's
which is the seaside Mayan site.
Yes, yes. Cerros is a little adventure on its own to get there, right? Because you got to do the ferry crossing. So you cross over the Belize New River, and then from there you go along the mangroves and the different areas to get to the Cerros Mayan temple.
Okay.
So from there you could get some very beautiful pictures of the bay and enjoy the scenery there as well.
Yeah, I've been to this one. I've seen this one. Very nice.
You could actually see this if you're driving in Corazon and coming in on the bay. You could see this right across the bay. You'll see that little hump of green patch. That will be Cerros.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, this is cool. So if I'd like to take my family there, how do we link that up? What do we have to do?
Just contact Gold Standard, of course, local operator, right? Because they have been trained in this time of COVID, so they could take you there. Yeah. If you're leaving from Belize City, there's a lot of Gold Standard operators. You just go on the BTB website. You could find them on the BTB website listed, and they will be able to accommodate you in any of these sites that you could go there. Or if you're in Corazon area and you want to get directly in contact, you could check Mr. George Herbert, get transfers. He does all these tours up there.
Okay.
So, and he is actually a Gold Standard person as well.
So families who would like to this is a great weekend, it seems, to take the family and out there. Now, if I'm about to leave Belize City, what would be a great duration, would you say, like from here to get to that exact spot?
Stop along the way?
Not necessarily. You want to get to that to that Mayan site.
To Santa Rita.
Knowing that we need to ferry on out there.
Okay, so if you leave from here, what you could do, you go through Orange Rock. Of course, you stop. If you're into the tacos, you stop for your famous Orange Rock tacos.
Well, I don't know.
And then from there, you make your way up. Like I said, just an hour and a half to an hour and probably 40 minutes, depends on the person driving, right, to get there. And it's very easy. You make your way through town and you go up the hill at the second roundabout. You go up top to Santa Rita and it's right there, right in front of you.
Easy.
And you could actually, the hotels up there are very reasonable. Like I said, there's Tony's Inn right on the beach, right on the bay. Yeah. So you could stay right there. They have really upgraded the area when it comes to like bringing in beach sand. So it looks like you're on the island.
Nice restaurant.
And yes, the restaurants in Corazon are really nice, right? Like I said, Corazon Blues. Or if you want something local, you could go to Mario's. Sure. Downtown Mario's have some really authentic Belizean food as well. Yeah. R&Ds. So it's a good place to go and relax with your family. Right?
There's also the water park in Corazon.
Yes, the water park, the Maximum Water Park that recently opened. So you could go there as well on the beach. There's volleyball. There's all sorts of sports you could do in Corazon right there.
Wow. Oh my God, check that out.
So that's if you're heading all the way north to Corazon, right? And what about Orange Walk?
Orange Walk has a lot to do, right? Many people think of Orange
More
Walk,
than just tacos.
Tacos.
They just think tacos and Lamanai Mayan Temple, right?
Yeah.
But Orange Walk, actually, if you're into adventure, birding, if you just want to carry your family to do a nice river cruise, you go to Orange Walk. There's this Bats Landing. You could go to Bats Landing. It's Salpicon, famous for the Salpicon. So if you're a group of young people and they want to go out on a Friday evening or a Saturday evening, you could go to Bats Landing, and it's away from the hustle and bustle, away from the central area of Orange Walk. So you could go there, you relax, you could take a boat cruise for like $10 a person for 5 or more, and you cruise along the river in their pontoon and just relax. Or you could go bird watching, night safari, see some crocodiles. Because remember, these animals and birds, a lot of them are nocturnal, so at night you get to see and engage yourself in more. Or you could also go up to Lamanai, right? That's actually one of my favorite Mayan temples, Lamanai, because
I've never been to Lamanai.
No, you have to go to Lamanai.
By boat.
You go by boat, yes, right? The same Bat Landing, they could accommodate you with the boating, right? So you go there, you call him ahead of time, and he will have everything arranged, very reliable. He has a lot of different boats, always on time. You just tell him, I'm going to reach here 8 o'clock. When you get there, you have your lunch, because the package includes lunch, it includes your entrance fees, your guides, it includes water, the river safari. So you're doing the boat ride, you're seeing different types of birds, you're learning about the flora and fauna of Belize. Then you get to the site, you open into the Lamanai Lagoon, and you see all of these big the greenage, just like big hills, and
Yeah.
they think like you're in the like in the mountain Pine Ridge or somewhere in the west. But it's actually the Mayan temples tucked away in the jungle, right?
Oh.
So you come to the pier and then you start walking. You know, when you go to like Altunha or San Antonich,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
is opened up. So you go on one temple and you're seeing everything.
Yeah.
Well, this is why Lamanai is my favorite, because when you go to Lamanai, you're walking off the dock. You go up to the visitor center. You could see the famous stelas. There's shopping right there, and then you're walking through the jungle to get to the different Mayan temples. So it's not fully cleared down and excavated. The temple itself have been restored, and they did some restoration work on it. But you got to hike through the jungle to get to them, and that itself is an adventure, because you have the monkeys in the trees making their noise, the holler monkeys. You can see a bunch of birds. It's just amazing. A lot of folks actually book the Lamanai tour just to do the bird watching, right? Because the bird watching along the river is amazing, right?
So
See, from that picture right there, you can see what I'm talking about, right? But at the moment, the high temple, El Castillo right there, is not accessible at the top because they're doing some restoration work on the stairs itself. But once that is completed and you're able to access the top of the high temple again, you got to go do it to see the scene.
So you have to work for your views at Lamanai.
Yes.
All right.
But it's
I
worth
like
it.
that.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
That's a part of the adventure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is
Man.
it kids friendly?
Yes, it's kids friendly. It's kids friendly. Especially we're in Belize, we have all the time, so we don't have to be rushing, right? When we have overnight guests, cruise tourism. Well, overnight guests, they have more relaxed time, but once you're in Belize, you have all the time, so you could really enjoy the tour. You could actually go and take a tour of the sugar mills that are right there at Lamanai as well, right? So there's a lot to do at Lamanai. Lamanai could range from an hour tour to a 3 to 4 hour tour, depending on your guide and your interest in history and flora and fauna, right? Because you could go to Lamanai and not even talk, we don't even have to talk about the temples. Just the flora and the fauna around you will get you captivated, right? Just the trees and the different samples, we'll be sampling trees, leaves, different stuff along the trail. So it's a really, really nice tour when it comes to history. And Orange Rock, again, if you want to experience and get to appreciate the cultures in Belize, Orange Rock is a great place to do this as well, in the Yo Creek village.
Yeah.
There's 2 groups up there, the Sak Hazin and the Pachacama groups. They do the reenactment of the famous ball game. That's the home. Yes, that's the home to the champions of the Pocketok ball game. And you could also participate in these games as well.
You can play?
Yes, they allow you to
Oh, see, now I want to go.
I gotta see
the
this.
groups, they actually allow you to participate. There's one that they do at night called the
But I
fireball
won't wear
game.
that, but I'll still do it.
They have the fireball game too, where the ball is actually on fire and you could play that.
Really?
Yes. And they do actually a lot of baptism, or if you want to do wedding ceremonies at the Pachacama, they do that.
Oh, so it's culturally.
Yes, cultural.
Yes.
And they also, what I like about the Pachacama area is that they really engage you in the culture when it comes to like the folklores. Because you could go there and they will do the Tata Dohende story. You're sitting around and then you see this little guy coming through the jungle while they're telling the story, or Lorena, and they're actually performing it as they're telling the story to you. So it's something that you got to experience to appreciate.
I mean, do we have Belizeans who go to do this, or you're mostly just taking
no.
tourists?
Belizeans actually go and do this.
Man, I
as
feel
well.
out of the loop.
I
I
know,
had
right?
no
This,
idea. I knew they did the Pok to Pok.
Yes, Miss Felicita Cantun, she is the organizer for the Pachacama, so you could get in contact. They're also on Facebook, and they could arrange all of this for you. And then at the Sakikim, it's Mr. Nelson Blanco. He could also arrange that for you as well. If you have a big group, they could accommodate. I know Mr. Nelson, this is the Sakikim, he told me that they have already accommodated up to 26 maximum playing the ball game.
Wow.
Right, so it's a really, really great experience to just go back in time, right, and just let loose and relax and enjoy the cultural part
Look
of
at
the Belize.
And just have a really different experience too.
Because many people in Belize,
Have you
most
tried
people,
to play it?
Huh?
Have you tried to play it?
I've never played it.
Okay.
Never. But Nelson, a very good friend of ours, right? He's always invited. He actually brought one of those balls one time to the cruise port when we were waiting for the cruise ship. And myself and this guy, Eric, one of our guides, we were out in the lighthouse park right there. We were trying it. That's a tough game.
But I mean, the weight of that ball, we had the puck-to-puck players here one time, and when you hold the weight of that ball, trust me,
he was like trying to hit it. He was like trying to hit it with your hip, and I was like, it's a very, very tough game.
That's no volleyball or football, trust me.
It's very
heavy.
Oh my goodness.
It's all rubber, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But at the same time now, while we've got all of these nice stuff going on in Orange Walk District, I must say there's some great hotels as well that you could actually get a lot to do there in Orange Walk.
The hotels, you could book them. There's De La Fuente and other hotels. From these you could actually get
Victoria.
You could actually get kayaking tours on the river, boat tours. You could get the Lamanai tours as well on the river. So it depends if you want to be in the central area of Orange Walk or you want to be in the outskirts of Orange Walk. So it depends on the person itself. Same thing with Corozal. If you want to be in central Corozal, there's a lot of hotels that you could book in central Corozal. If you want to be on the outskirts of Corozal, that's relaxing. So it all depends on your perspective on what your family needs, right?
And there's great shopping in these areas as well. I think one of my most favorite thing in Orange Walk though is driving through the Yoke Creek, San Felipe area, and of course Blue Creek.
Going to Blue Creek.
Goodness, beautiful.
There's a spot in those areas that like after you finish that cultural tour, you could actually go to the river and swim and relax, right? And for some reason, like in Corozal, whenever I go up there. I go to the market in Corozal to do my shopping for my fruits and vegetables. For some reason, it's much fresher there.
Really?
There, and they have a more variety of stuff that you don't usually find down in this part here.
Really?
Right. So you have a really good shopping area in the market. The market itself in Corozal, really nice. It's very clean. When you go to the different stalls, everything is color coordinated. It's really nice, and you could just get different variety of fruits.
And you know, that's interesting because marketplaces itself in our country are an attraction. Like Belmopan Market is popular, San Ignacio Market.
Yes.
I love PG Market, and so now you're introducing us to Corozal Market. That's really interesting to know. What's their market day? Saturday like everybody else?
Actually, they're open every day of the week.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
What's one place, if you think, like, you go to and you say, man, I wish every Belizean would experience this. What's that one place for you in the north?
It all depends.
Besides Lamanai.
If you're with your family and you have small kids, when you go to Corozal, I would say Corazon Blues. That's the one place, like I take my son there and he just goes wild. Because it's really kids friendly. I mean, the slides, the trampoline, the swings, and the grass is, you know, the nice thick grass. They keep it maintained. And the staff, the service is really good, right? And the food is excellent there as well. So, and it's away from the tongue itself, on the outskirts of the tongue, and it's from sitting and eating, you could actually see the entire bay and enjoy that nice tranquil breeze coming in. So if it's your family and you have small kids, then I would say Corozal, Corazon Blues. If you're in Orange Walk and you just want to relax, then you go to Bats Landing. You could go and relax right there with your friends and family. Or if you're into some adventure, then you could go there as well and do some night safari or go on the kayaking along the river. Fishing in Orange Walk, right? Right at Bats Landing, I was right there doing some tours and I saw him fishing, right? Coming back with some freshwater snooks, some big ones. Then you have the catch and release, the tarpons. They get some big tarpons off the pier right there. I was like, what? All of this in Orange Walk.
Orange Walk.
Yes.
All right. And if you're up for that adventure, go play a game of puck-to-puck with your friends.
Yes. You could go in during the day, do this adventure. At night, check into your hotel. Then you go down to Yoke Creek, right? Well, right now it's curfew, but you know, before the curfew, before you try to do it before curfew, and you go and do the fireball game or do one of the puck game as well. Enjoy the nice refreshing coconuts. So it's a lot to do. It's just up to us to experience it.
And of course, you can't beat Orange Walk tacos.
So
that's the primary thing. You go there in the morning, you go there in the afternoon, and some places at night you could actually get your tacos. Oh, perfect. Well, now I've got this excitement. I need to go to Orange Walk now. All right. So Nikolai, it was great having you with us, Barbara. It was really good. We thank you so very much for coming in. And the next time we see you, it's going to be where? Where are you going to take us?
Wherever you guys want to go. Probably as a staff trip going somewhere.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
All of you guys, all of them, open your eyes, poke that up or early in the morning.
Poke the poke challenge, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We don't want to fireball one though. All right, 'cause we've got a great team here, I can tell you that.
All right, all right.
Nikolai, thank you so very much, my brother. We'll see you again sometime soon. We've got to take a break. When we come back, AJ and Noelle and AJ out and about. Afro dance formation. They'll be doing some dances when we come back.